Ad hominem. Yeah, let me in. What do you mean? Well, like, I used to do, so I look at it a little bit, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. I look at it a little bit like Q-tips, which we were talking about earlier. The Q-tips have to write, don't put them in your ear on the box. Because one fucking idiot put it in his ear, fell asleep, slept sideways, jammed it right into his ear canal and punctured his eardrum, right? But like 99.9% of people are shoving them in their ears, even though they're not supposed to. That's how I kind of feel about stretching, because I was doing the 30-minute rides on the Peloton. And then after every single one, they're like, you gotta stretch. You gotta go do a stretch. So I would do like a 10-minute stretch. And then, like, I considered it compulsory to do the 10-minute stretch. And then one day I just didn't do it. And I noticed no difference whatsoever. And that was like 2.5 years ago. Same thing. I'm not calling them a scam, okay? I did yoga because like people were like, oh, as you get older, you gotta do yoga. So I did yoga for like 6 months. And at the time I was like, oh, it's really helpful. And now I haven't done it for like 2 years. And I'm like, I don't feel any different. Maybe I am too young to understand. You're 35? Yeah, but is that an insult or a compliment? Make up your mind, man. Big ass hospital, man. It's the frog in the boiling water. Yo, but you can't just argue via analogy. You have to prove that the water is boiling, man. You can't just be like the water's boiling. It's possible the frog is acclimated to boiling water, or it's possible that the water is perfectly tepid. Patient number 009. That's James Bond was in here? Patient transferred for observation. Malnourished, yada, yada, yada. Hungry, but said they didn't feel like eating anything that was in the fridge. Okay, maybe another puzzle in there somewhere. Where you at, brother? I guess I'm just not fully sold on it. What's the reason not to stretch? Well, if it doesn't do anything, I don't want to do it. If it does do something, maybe I would do it, but I'm not convinced yet.
Are you okay?
Go away!
Don't be afraid.
I'm literally trying to save your life. Kind of feels good, though. That is true. It does kind of feel good. I can't disagree with that. Oh, 2 bullets. We take those. 1 bullet, even better. Bad timing, bro. Just kidding. It's crazy how you were posted up here waiting for me, and you didn't have a plan for when I came in. You didn't have a plan for when a motherfucker like me came into the room? She would have won if she stretched. I think she's stretching too much, man. She's too tired from all the stretching. She can't get a real workout in. It's like a little meditation after you pump your legs. Oh, you're saying like a cool down is good? So you don't think it's like the best course of action to just finish the ride, hop off immediately, get in the shower, run upstairs, wake up your daughter and say, hey, we're going to be late for school if you don't get up right now, and then brush her teeth while brushing your teeth at exactly the same time. We'll go and go, 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 go. Dr. Andrews, we delivered the radiographs you requested. However, it looks like the file was incomplete as one of the pictures was nowhere to be found. We will send somebody as soon as we locate it. Oh, none of my business. Old skull trauma from childhood. These are gonna they're gonna line up, man. They're gonna line up. Maybe not. Old fracture. No, wait, hang on, he's cooking. Because that definitely looks like it might go there. Or it goes here, and you go there. Yes. Yes. And you go here. Here. You go. So easy, even a child could understand it. You go motherfucking right there. Oh, number 4, huh? Oh, number 4. All right. Tells me everything I need to know. Tells me everything I need to know. Everything I need to know. Except what the fuck to do with it. The hell am I? X-ray viewer. Combination lock. Laura. Okay. Just explore more? I've been exploring a lot, man. I'm ready for Pyramid Head to come back. All right. He's gone. That was his cameo. No shot. No shot that's the end of Pyramid Head. He's got to be the final boss. He's got to show up and pyramid all over everybody. Get dropped. Stop or I'll shoot. Well, I guess we'll save. Okay, I'm spinning around in circles here, man. Rotate your saves? I don't think I will. I don't even stretch, man. I'm definitely not going to rotate my saves. L1, we need to go to L1. L1 is on this floor. It has a big question mark. That's bullish. Okay. Focus up. There's 2 of them. How it feels to ask the hospital for antibiotics when you need antibiotics. Stop. People aren't ready for you to tell the truth on this website. Okay, honestly, I should have expected the 2-tap. That's my bad. Chad, how did people like this combat in 2001? Dio Guiga, weren't you alive in 2001? I mean, you're 30 years old, right? It's not like you weren't born yet. But why are you asking? Shouldn't you be telling us instead of asking us? It's happening. I guess that's true. I was just joking, but I have to re-normalize, man. DL Guiga is definitely not 17 because no 17-year-old kid would tell me to buy a navy blue Patagonia quarter zip when I asked what clothes I should be wearing as a 35-year-old man. Like, that's the most... I don't need ID anymore. You haven't met my cousin. Oops, sorry, L1 room key, there we go. And the twill shirt, yes, and diesel jeans. I gotta recalibrate though, because I was like 12 and 13 in 2001. But like if you're 30, your ass was like 7, so yeah, you really didn't know shit. You're 12, you don't know much, but you know more than a 7-year-old, that's for sure. You hear that? Somebody opened the damn door on me. Fucking block koala. Block koala ass puzzle. You own an Echo Unlimited shirt in 2005? I don't think so, but I was rocking the American Eagle graphic tee over top of like an Old Navy button-up. And like thinking that it looked fresh, but also being told that it looked fresh was the great psychosis we were all living under. We were living under like a reality distortion field back then. That because everybody thought that it looked kind of good back then, and now we're like, what are we thinking? But you know what's crazy is that we live in like a reality distortion field now. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna guess, and I think they look cool now, but I'm gonna guess in like 15 years we're gonna be like, remember when ladies were walking around with no knees on their jeans? Like not just scuffed jeans, but like the whole middle of the knee is gone. What was up with the kneeless pants, man? And okay, yes, okay. It's irrational, but maybe it's very rational. I hope we're on the final year of broccoli hair, man. Because it's just, I'll admit it, I'm a little prejudiced. If I'm outside and I see like a 16-year-old kid with what I would describe as a normal haircut, I'm like, whatever, 16-year-old kid, do whatever you're doing. When I see a 16-year-old kid with the broccoli haircut, I'm like, I'm about to be fucking swarmed on TikTok and filmed for like 8,000 people are about to watch me get my ass beat and like $20 stolen out of my wallet. It's the broccoli. I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's plenty of good kids getting swept up in the broccoli hair, but what is broccoli hair? Like the Patrick Mahomes cut? I can't blame him. Like if I had the hair for it and I was like 15 in 2024, I'd be rocking the broccoli cut because it's the cut that cool guys have. And I was aspirationally trying to be a cool guy. Not really succeeding, by the way, but... Bugs? 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 No bugs? No bugs? I kind of like it when they close the door behind... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say when they close the door behind me in Silent Hill, because then I know, like, they're gonna give you, like, a self-contained puzzle. This is just like when they go to visit the Oracle in the Matrix, but then Cypher sold them out. And then Morpheus goes, ah! And he basically flies through the wall to grab Agent Smith. That shit is so fucking sick, dude. Oh, it's a push. I'm not sure it's exactly like that. You should watch The Matrix. It's pretty much exactly like that. Morpheus literally, like, when he's in the walls, he looks at his hands as if to, like, channel power into them, and then he goes, ah! And, like, shoves them through the bricks. He's loading them, yeah. Henry Cavill could never, except for that time that he did. And he left no crumbs. Why won't they help me? Why did they keep me in here with him? Let me out, 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 let me out. Tyreek Hill on the 2024 Miami Dolphins. Am I right, brothers? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Your starting quarterback got his 9th concussion in 2 years. You got to do something. Don't get me wrong, but like... Shut up, shut up, shut up. It could be worse. You could be the other team in Florida. Actually, the Buccaneers are doing pretty well. I was talking about the Jags, okay? Okay, that's for our puzzle. Hello? Port the tuna? Okay, you got me pretty good there, kid. You got me pretty good. You know what? That'll shut you up. 5 out drinks! I'm fucking loaded, dude. Where the hell am... Oh my god, get a life. I think we're making decent progress for a guy like me, though. Pool. We gotta go to the pool. Glad you actually came back to it. I know myself, okay? If I'm having a fun time with the game, the trick is, this is like the exact same reason that Dan had the stream on the weekend to play Block Koala. It's momentum driven. You absolutely cannot go a weekend without playing it and then not play it the first day back, or you'll never play it again. So I said today, we're playing Silent Hill 2 until lethal. Because otherwise, then on Wednesday, I'm going to come back and be like, I don't know where I'm going. Like, I already don't know where I'm going most of the time to begin with. You got to help yourself out a little bit. The two-tapper? You ever see that video of Bar Rescue? Where there's literally like a colony of mushrooms growing in the walk-in freezer? This is bad, guys. Nice, good one. You have a shotgun? That's for boss battles, bro. Get in there, lad! We can use the handgun now because we have a better gun. So we can just save the shotgun shells for a boss fight. But I'm not yeeting them out on basic Andes, man. Yeah, except for that one that I did shoot. Oh, fuck. Me when I see the fungus of instant rage. Shut it down! Shut it! Get out of here! I can't do a John Tapper impression. I still think it's fucking crazy. I guess maybe it's different now that, like, how do I get there, man? I guess it's a little different now that Paramount Plus exists. But if you had the Paramount channel in like 2019, 2020, it was literally like Bar Rescue episodes were supposed to be like 30 minutes long. They would literally stretch it out to 2 hours on Paramount Plus with advertisements, or on Paramount, the television channel, I should say. So it would take you 4 times the length of the episode to watch the episode. And the worst part is, all the ads on Paramount TV channel were for other Paramount shows. So they're literally like advertising the channel to you that you already have, but delaying your ability to watch the show that you wanted to watch on the channel that, I don't know if we were paying for it or we just were like grandfathered into a Paramount channel subscription or something, but like it was psychotic. So you would watch like, you know, 8 minutes of Bar Rescue, and then they would play 2 minutes about like a tattoo parlor on the Los Angeles Strip or something like that, and then like rinse and repeat every 8 minutes. It's not like you were watching 2 shows at the same time. Like you were literally just watching the same 2 minutes of like, you know, inked Los Angeles over and over and over again. It's madness. Yo, Inked Masters kind of goated though. I don't watch that. So you might be right. I don't know. I'm not watching Inked Masters though. Really any show that Dave Navarro is involved with in any way. The Liv Moss mentality, yes. You watch other trash TV? Not really. I mean, I watch people getting into car crashes on TikTok, which is probably worse, but it's been a few years since I watched 90 Day Fiancé. No Love is Blind? I find those shows, we don't have to really get into it. I don't like them, though. They're like Isaac episodes. They're content just for content's sake. What's wrong with that? Nothing. I'd just rather be the guy making them, I guess, than the one consuming them. Picks and shovels. Exactly. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Bears make money. What is it? Sorry. Get most of my investment advice from 17-year-old kids with broccoli haircuts on TikTok. Copper's oversold right now, man. Let me in. Day room. Aha. Pharmacy. Lloyd's Pharmacy. You know what is interesting about Silent Hill 2, the remake? Spend a lot of time looking for keys to open doors. Then there's like some doors, they just got a key built in. Very interesting to think of. Nice try. No 2 taps on my watch. Fungus of instant rage. Okay, I should have known. I should have known. It's because it depends what side of the door you're on. Of course. Of course it does. That shit's fucking gross. There must be a key item over there. It's a warning shot. It's a warning. She's got a save point on her mask. It is kind of crazy, you guys. You're right. We went from, like, banging on pots and pans to celebrate nurses in 2020 to, like, kneecapping them with a lead pipe in 2024. Like, things change fast, man. Mold remover. Average kitchen nightmares. I still think there's some episodes of Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay was putting on airs. Like, I bet that the frozen breaded ravioli was still fucking pretty good. Even though, and he kept asking the waiter, he's like, can you go back and ask what 4 cheeses there are? And then he's got to go pull the box out of the freezer and be like, there's a cheddar, an Asiago, a Parmesan, and a skimmed milk cheese. Skim milk cheese. Fuck. Blimey. Alright, thank you. And he's always, like, no disrespect, because it's an entertaining show. But he is always going into, like, an Italian restaurant and saying shit like, alright, we'll start with the hamburger. And you're like, buddy, maybe, like, try spaghetti bolognese first. He's ordering, like, the takoyaki at Eastside Mario's, man. And you're like, well, what do you expect? UK Kitchen Nightmares is kind of goated, though. You're not wrong. It has, like, more... American Kitchen Nightmares is, like, the Michael Bay version. But the UK Kitchen Nightmares has, like, the quiet sadness of an aging wife who's chained her life to a man who has a dream of running a restaurant but doesn't know how to cook or run a business. Or take feedback. Excuse me? Nice try. And you're an exploder. Get out of there, man! He's not an exploder? Damn, tough luck for you. What? Please, I beg of you, help me. Nurse stuck. I still think the American one, I guess it's not underrated because it's very popular, but I still think it's a little overhated compared to the UK one. Because there's some classic American episodes. Burger Kitchen is a great episode, man. It might be my favorite episode of either series. Hey, my name's Nino. That's a different episode, but Burger Kitchen makes me sad for the son. It goes harder if you just imagine that he's also like a horrible person, but they don't show it on the screen. If instead of feeling sad, you go, he's probably got some like unseen horrors in his life or something. I've seen some of Hotel Hell. I still think it's the Burger Kitchen one is just so dense with humor, man. The chef being named David Blaine is so fucking funny. Because every time they come back from a commercial, they're like, and Chef David Blaine does a disappearing act in the kitchen. And he's always arguing with the owner. He says the same thing every time. She's crazy. I can't work with her. I got 2 words for you, lady. Prozac. And then he walks out. Chef David Blaine is in the weeds during the rush, trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat. Chef David Blaine is in a fucking glass box, 6 feet suspended above the kitchen, trying to hold his breath for 45 minutes straight. I might have made that last one up. Gamers, help me. No help. Pool? Pool's closed, or whatever they say. Let me in. Doctor's Lounge has a question mark. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Doctor's Lounge. Oh, this looks nice. One of his keys was missing, and they were roommates. Must be an Android. Keypad combination note. A health drink. It's a big ass hospital, man. You guys see Dan interview the surgeon on his stream? I don't know, was it yesterday? I apologize for being part of the problem. It seemed like he's great at his job. He also seemed like a nice guy. I'm not just saying that because he admitted to being a viewer of mine. But he did say sometimes if someone comes in for surgery wearing a video game shirt, he'll say that's pretty pog. And I'm telling you straight up, this is my own cross to bear, okay? But if I'm going in for surgery and my surgeon says pretty pog, I'm probably not rescheduling, but I'm more scared than I otherwise would have been. Like, there's no reason to believe necessarily that you're not good at your job, because you had to be top of your class to get into the surgery, man, or to get into the field. But still, that's pretty pog. That's a tough one for me. You'd be surprised what they say while you're under. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. That's their trauma gossip, their comfort gossip. They're allowed to make fun of my, like, decroded shit. Probably a nice, like, release valve for them. It has to be, like, don't answer this if you are a surgeon. Like, if you have an email job, and I say that complimentarily, not, like, in an insult sort of way. If you have an email job, not wanting to work is just sort of, like, funny. You're like, oh, I don't really feel excited about, like, selling email or sending emails today. But that's, like, a natural human reaction no matter what your job is. So, like, imagine, like, being like, I don't really want to work today, and you're, like, a trauma surgeon. Like, all you want to do is, like, sit in your office and, like, use Facebook Messenger, and then someone comes in with, like, you know, horrific internal bleeding or something like that, and you gotta be like, they expect you to be like, okay, immediately, let's get it, but there's gotta be times where you're like, oh, okay, what happened this time? Oh, a big log fell on you? Yeah, okay, now it's my problem. Okay, here we go. You gotta do it. I'm just saying, there must be times where, like, you're like, fuck, like, another fucking surgery today? Are you serious, man? It's my lunch break. Yeah, exactly. You're going to a safe to enter a combination. You have saved my life. People who don't love surgery tend not to go into surgery. Are you silly, buddy? Don't you go into surgery just because, like, you're top of the class and it pays like crazy? Save me? Wrong one. Wrong one. Save. You're not a safe. You're a safe? Excuse me? Are you serious, brother? You need to go keypad. Nurse's Lounge keypad. Thank you, gamers. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really care, like, if my surgeon loves their job. I think you could probably, like, hate your job, but be pretty good at it. You ever get, like, the Target clerk that's worked there for, like, 11 years? I'm pretty sure they're not, like, stoked to be ringing up the items, but I'll be damned if they don't get that shit done too sweet. And usually, depends on whether they're a true believer, usually they don't ask you to sign up for, like, the rewards program or anything either. That's like a new hire or, like, someone angling for, like, you know, a promotion or something like that. Nurse's Lounge keypad. Nurse's Lounge. Nurse's Lounge keypad. Nurse's Station, not Nurse's Lounge. I'm starting to understand what the Joker was on about. I've had enough of your shit for one day. Oh, let's go, boys. Hang on. Alrighty. Fucking boop, 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 boop. It's that easy. Surgeons tend to be pretty burned out. Okay, buddy, everyone's working hard. Just put some extra girth on the cock. We've all got our role to play, okay? I didn't force you to get a fucking 4.05 GPA in high school. Go to an Ivy League school, you know, graduate magna cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science honors, apply for med school, ace the MCATs, be on top of your class, get into plastic surgery, spend 7 years learning how to do plastic surgery, 2 years of residency, an extra 2 years specializing in adding girth to the cock, and now I gotta hear about your problems? Like, that was you, man. That's your cross to bear. Hang on, guys. I got an idea. I'm gonna combine the moldy radiograph with the mold remover. Oh, shit. Yes, man. You guys thought I wasn't paying attention? The radiograph room, which is 1 floor up. Yes! Who do you think gave you the girth? Me when I wake up in the hospital bed next to Girth Master? Think Maria's awake? Right. If I can move it over, boys. Okay, it's a rotation. Goes right there. Oh shit. 477.12. I love when he fucking pulls out his pen. Like Phoebe from Magic School Bus, according to my research ass. 437.12. Thank you. 437.12. What a merciful code. Chamber pot. This is all, you know, you go over to your friend's house and he's like, don't worry about it. We got a spare room. You get on the blankets you know what I'm talking about, guys? And you get on the spare bed and the blanket's fucking 6 atoms thick. The window won't close right and they've had the AC pumping for, you know what I'm talking about? And you go to your friend's house and they're like, yeah, don't worry. We got extra blankets. And then they give you the fucking, you know what I'm saying? So real. Single ply ass blanket, restaurant toilet paper thickness. That's every day, bro. Only Midwestern families in 1998 will understand. When you sleep on your friend's couch in 1998 and they give you the fucking blanket with the deer on it. You'll never have that moment again. It'll never be the day before Christmas vacation in 6th grade ever again. You will never have a sleepover at your friend's house with the fucking using only the deer blanket that smells like their dog to warm you up. I guess we can put the bracelets back there. They still got deer blankets. So The way I grew up is kind of humorous, okay? So around age 7 or age 8, and I've always had this kind of personality of like a coastal elite, even when I didn't live on the coast. Like, as I watched a lot of Seinfeld growing up. We moved to like the deep country, where my closest neighbor was like a kilometer away. And they also had a kid that was roughly my age, so we would hang out all the time just by proxy. I remember like one Christmas, I went over after we opened presents, and I was like showing off my PlayStation 1 game or whatever that I got. And then my friend was like, yo, you think that's cool? Check this out. And I shit you not, deer blanket for Christmas. That's when I realized we were in a different kind of like, different value system. He was pogged out of his gourd for the deer blanket. It's probably a better gift than Medieval for the PS1, to be honest with you. It's more practical at least, but probably still using it. I'd be surprised, unfortunately. Hand. We're going to hand room. Medieval was pretty good, though. Where the hell's my save point? Listen, Jack. Man, I miss playing video games. I was gonna say you want to trade, but I'm chilling. I'm missing a bracelet, man. I gotta find something to do with this bent needle. Maybe I'll go check on Maria real quick. Use day room to get to the pharmacy. Day room to get to the... Use day room. Day room to get to the pharmacy. Okay, day room to get to the pharmacy. I gotcha. Day room to get to the... Give me a second here. Surely dads will have time to play video games again when their kids hit 20, right? Right? You know, it's... Parenting, like, it fucks with your brain. I would describe it as like possibly a good way, but you only see it as a good way if you're like through the looking glass, I think. If you're on the other side of the looking glass, you're like, that sounds like a nightmare. Like, if I had free time, I don't know what I would do with it, but it definitely would be like not playing video games right now. So like when we get empty nest syndrome, if she moves out in like 20 years or 18 years or whatever. I mean, like the first thing, as soon as I'm off dad duty, you know what I did? I cleaned the fridge. I was like, finally, I can clean the fucking fridge. Like I've got a little room to breathe. I'm breathing like fresh oxygen. I don't want to sit down and play 2 games of Deadlock. I might go 0-2 and then that's a huge waste of time. Sure, why not? That's a man's ear, dude. There's a fucking ear in there. In the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles slime. She's probably gonna leech off us forever. Yeah, I mean, she's our kid. He got out of the pool and made a break to the garden, cutting himself wide open in the process. He's back in his room now, sedated. Okay, sounds like no problem then. I don't know if I'm cut out for this, man. Get rocked. Kate's already disappointed. I think Kate and I will find like a happy medium. I feel like it's a rite of passage to leech off your parents a little bit, if your parents can afford it. It's called supporting, not leeching. I would +2 that. It depends what it is, right? Like, whoa! Immediately! Like, I'm hoping it would be more like, hey, Dad, can you help me with my rent? And not, Dad, like, can you get me Eras tour tickets? Is paying for your kid's down payment leeching? Well, like, I think it depends whether somebody's stoked for you or jealous. I think it's more like, unfortunately, it's just realism if you're in that position these days. Take a slurp, please. I don't really care. Like, I think Kate wants her to move out when she's like 18. But I don't really mind, you know, because she's like one of my favorite people in the world. I don't really mind if she sticks around, but she's definitely going to be putting her toys back in the toy box circa age 8, or we're going to have a problem. I moved out when I was 18? Yeah, I moved out when I was 17. I don't mind if she hangs around a little more. In hindsight, I could have spent a little bit more time at home. Yeah, down the block. We both moved to different parts of the cities in which our parents lived. I don't know. You're trying to put a flex on. That wasn't down the block. It was like a 10-minute drive. What were you, like a half-hour drive? Let's be honest. We're kind of splitting hairs here. Although it's harder for you because your parents are doing their own thing all the time anyway. my parents were taking me out for dinner and helping me out. Based on your parents' behavior with their granddaughter, I think like once you were out of the house, they were probably like, you know, more time for us. We Asians don't do that. Okay, but once you're out, you're out. All right, but then next time your mom needs a document translated, I gotta hit her with, I'm sorry. You wouldn't? No, I wouldn't, because I'm a nicer guy than you'd think, believe it or not. I'm happy to help out. Pool pump? Medical tube? Combine the needle! With the bent needle! Medical tube with bent needle attached. Someone got burned? Okay, and then I need to go to the part that had the ear. The ear. Night Manor did prepare me for this, man. You complain about it on stream every step of the way. Nice try, by the way. I only complain about my mother-in-law when she deserves it. So the one that I talk about all the time is when they have me dig in that fucking, like, campfire pit in your sister's backyard, Kate, and then your mom gave me no instructions. She just gave me a shovel, and then I started digging, and then after like 10 minutes, she just filled in the hole and was like, don't do it like that, do it like this, and then she dug exactly the same way that I was digging, and then I copied her movements exactly, and 10 minutes later she was like, don't do it like that, do it like this, and then she started doing it exactly the way I was doing it in the first place. Like I thought I was being pranked or something. She mogged me. Maintenance key. You were probably not doing it right? Well, then she should have told me how to do it, man. Now tell us how Kate's dad left the hospital? That's another one, but as like a questionably neurotypical guy, I can sort of understand. That one actually did permanent damage to my relationship with my mother-in-law, though. And I hate to even bring this up, but it is funny that it's possibly the maddest I've ever been in my life. But now it's funny how mad I was, even though you're going to be, right now you're like, oh, this is problematic. In 10 seconds, you're going to be like, you were totally in the right, okay? So my father-in-law was going for a checkup, or like he had recently had essentially brain surgery, and he was feeling a little off. So he was like, what should we do? And we were like, you got to go to the emergency room. And he said, okay. So we said, you go to the emergency room, and you're probably going to wait for like a couple hours to get seen, but they're going to see you, and we'll drive to where you live, and we'll go to the appointment with you, so that just to make sure there's nothing lost in translation between you and the doctor. Okay, no problem. So he checks in at the hospital. Hour later, we make it to the hospital and we can't find him. We're like, where are you? And he said, well, when I checked in, they said, it'll be a bit, just wait anywhere. So I went home. And we were like, you went home? Like you left the hospital thinking like, what did you think was going to happen? So Kate went and like picked him up or whatever, or he drove. I can't remember, but it becomes relevant later. And we went in, and I think Kate explained, like, you know, oh, he was just like in the bathroom or something when you called his name, and they were like, okay, whatever, but we'll get him in as fast as we can. So they got him in, and he was going to have to undergo some tests that were going to take a while. Side context here, we were also there with our like 1.5-year-old daughter, right? This was like early 2022. So it was me and our like infant daughter in this hospital, and we'd been there maybe like 3 hours or something like that. So Kate was like, hey, can you call mom to pick you up when the tests are done? Because like we got to go home. We got to take care of our kid. And he was like, sure, no problem. But then Kate called her mom and was like, can you pick dad up? And she was like, I can't, I'm not feeling well. And then Kate was like, what are your symptoms? And she was like, oh, I have like a really dry cough and I can't taste anything and I'm like insanely tired. And she was like, you have COVID. And then her mom was like, no, I don't. And then she was like, can you do a test? And she said, sure. And then sure enough, she got double lined, bro. She was COVIDed up, which was pissed me off. Because A, my father-in-law didn't know that his wife had COVID, which is crazy to me. And then secondarily, they live together. So now we've been in like an enclosed space with this guy who lives with someone who has COVID. And we brought our 1.5-year-old into the situation as well. And this is before like the infant vaccine even existed. And I went like nuclear. I was like, first we ruined like the whole day because you left when they said wait anywhere, which is it's very funny, but it's not as funny now. And then also you exposed us like third hand to COVID in 2022, and my daughter can't even get vaccinated for it yet. And you fucking lied to the nurse. Basically, the nurse was like, have you been in close contact with somebody who's experiencing COVID-19 symptoms? And we fucking said no. And then they were like, right this way into the room full of immunocompromised people waiting to meet doctors. And you just fucking like breathing all over everybody, man. It's like, this is a nightmare. So that one, I was like, that one was pretty bad. That might be close to the maddest I've ever been, for sure. But I got over it a little bit. Like there's still like a little bit of resentment there, but people make mistakes. All right, buddy. A third bracelet. 2 soups? What's the 2 soup bit? Maybe I've forgotten. There was the time that they came over, and like This is more, I feel like this is more of like a Korean thing. They just live like a little later into the day than the average, like me, I guess. So they're always eating dinner at like 8:30, 9, 10 p.m., etc. So they came over, and as always, they came over like an hour later than they were supposed to, or when they said they would, and then they brought like the whole family, and then we figured like they were like, we'll bring food, so we figured they'd bring, you know, like some pizza or something like that, but instead they bought like 2 enormous pots of soup that we had to warm up, and then we were eating that shit until like 11 or midnight or something, and then we had to fly out at 5:30 a.m. the next day with our kid who was kept awake to meet the grandparents or the great grandparents and stuff, and I was like, this is fucking crazy, man. You know? In this house, we respect sleep, man. Sleep is the foundation on which tomorrow is built. So I get you want to extend the night, don't get me wrong. But like, Kate will tell you, I take my bedtime very seriously. And it's not that like, oh, poor baby needs to go to bed. It's that it's fucking up. It's robbing tomorrow to pay today, so there better be a good reason for it. Now, sometimes there's good reasons, and sometimes there's reasons that I consider a little bit more dubious. Hang on, I would really like to solve this bracelet puzzle. Before lethal. We can get there, man. We can get there. They're nice people. It's just occasionally they almost give us COVID, I guess. It's kind of a big no-no. I think they're perfectly nice. They're not, maybe, I don't want to say inconsiderate because I think that's rude, but more considerate of their own desires than other people's. Is there a word for that? Not one that I'd like to use to describe my wife's parents. She can use it if she wants. I'm not going to use it. Kate gets mad at him too. I'm not, trust me, this is not like a everybody loves Raymond situation. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. You can rotate it that way, too. Oh, wait. Okay, hang on. 45, 92, 71. What did you think was gonna happen here? Clear that shit, man. The hand needs to open. You've saved my life. Director storage room key. He closed his fist. Oh, wait, whoa. All right. I see that that's... Dude, this is such a perfect stopping point. An extra button for the machine. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow. I mean, I'll be back with lethal in 3 minutes, but... We'll call this Silent Hill